guys, Jona here, and today we're talking Facebook tools. It may surprise you, and it certainly surprised me to know there are over 1.1 billion active Facebook shoppers in the world, in over 228 countries. And in the UK alone, there are over 1 million new listings on average every day. And in this video, I'm on the hunt for some bargain Facebook tools. You won't want to miss some of the gems that I find. Let's see what's coming up. I taste test the bomb hot sauce. Flipping hell, that's like flipping acid. I can't believe what I find. That is very cool. Oh, I'm happy with that. And me and Steve get serious about a killer deal.
What we're thinking of doing.
One thing that I find consistently on Facebook is bargain tools of all sorts of brands and varieties and bundles. Now, buyer beware, Facebook is like the Wild West. There are lots of scammers on there too, and there's lots of people selling stolen stuff, but you can verify the sources of items, and there are certain techniques that you can use to ensure safety on Facebook, and we will tell you all about that at the end of this video. When I saw one listing of some Draper screwdrivers from a chap called Steve, I asked Steve, do you have anything else? Well, by the sounds of things, he's got mountains of tools. He's an ex-Snap-on dealer with a unit full of old stock. So let's head to Bolton and see what's in Steve's unit.
Told you it was a weird tool.
Yeah. It's like an auto-loading screwdriver, isn't it?
Yeah, they're pretty handy, aren't they? Strap wrench. I have them on eBay for 10 or 12 quid. I sell a few, but they're just not economical to sell on eBay for that sort of money.
Tap reseater.
But there's some quite good bits that I tell you, if you actually even the watch is quite useful.
Just a little pipe cutter in there.
Pipe cutter.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, they're good, yeah.
Some stuff's fully, even radiator keys. But I've a few boxes of them. I'm quite willing to let them go on it.
Yeah, it's a nice little kit, isn't it?
You know, there's a reamer set for valve seats. I don't know if people do that anymore. But that, you can cut automotive copper piping, tubing with that, you know what I mean?
3 to 22 mil, yeah.
You know,
definitely, yeah.
Okay, so,
oh yeah,
that'd be quite.
So what's that, 20 in a box? What are we at? Be nice on that.
A 20 in a box, though. What we're thinking of doing?
I can just take a load of stuff. So if you want to just get all the stuff out and then we'll figure out.
Well, let's have a look at what we are then.
Say that's 32 quid.
No, let's say it's a bit cheaper because I'll do you that. I'm in that 12.
3, 6, 9, 12.
25 quid.
Okay, 25 quid.
2 quid each and a pound for me.
And these?
2 quid each.
Okay, so I'm happy with that as well. I was hoping you'd say somewhere around that number.
Well, what are they? 12 in there. So let's say 25 quid a case. That's 2 quid each. I sell them on eBay for 10 or 12 quid, and they do sell, but they're small.
Yeah.
There's 12 in each, so let's say 75 quid there.
Perfect.
I mean, what do you want to spend? I can take thousands off you if you want.
So, and then, I would spend hundreds if I can fit it in the van, and then I know I'll come back and get more off you.
Hey, listen. I'd like to come back and buy the stuff because you know this time next year that needs to be empty.
Yeah, yeah.
So if it's a guy who comes along and says,
"I'll clear you," it's kind of like really. I'm looking at it, and unless we can count through it and do it like by piece, or I could just say about
give me a value. Let's have a think of a value. See if we're far away between us. All right.
I'll be thinking about 50 quid.
For
that box.
I want to see what's in the bottom of it first, then make it 50 quid.
I'm thinking the same on that one.
That one, but I don't know.
I think that one I bundle some stuff with it to make it 50.
Well, let me have a think. I mean, this, you know what, I can't be arsed sometimes.
That's how I feel sometimes. You know, when you look at it, you're like, because we could go piece by piece, but I feel like...
No, at the end of the day, you know,
As long as I'm not... Yeah, I can't be doing with that. I've sold hacksaws, brushes, they do sell, but...
Yeah.
You've got a bargain there, haven't you? Let me have a think then.
Well, total I'd be at, so probably about 50-50 out of 100. That one, I could say 50 on that just, even though I wouldn't, I think...
Right, tell you what,
a £20, £30 box.
No, I'm thinking if you're having them for that, you're having that for that, because them knives are...
And then we win, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
and then this one, I haven't really looked at that one properly.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Hacksaws sell quite well, don't they? The big ones.
Yeah.
Grease guns, I mean, I know where I sell that for on eBay.
If we called it 200 and we put these spanners in as well, would that be alright?
Well, I tell you what have we got there? 75,
Yeah.
225,
Yeah.
so 300.
Okay, 300 for that lot, yeah? I'm happy with
That's
that.
that, then for that and that. Do you need bins though or not?
I can condense them into less bins, if
Yeah.
that's alright with you. I'll like tip all that in that one. I could tip all that in that. I could probably take 3 bins.
Yeah, right.
Does that all go in that one?
Because, yeah, I mean, yeah, do that. Right, take that lot today and then we'll chat later, can't we?
And with that, it was time to get everything into the van and back to the studio. So that is the 4th full box of stuff from Steve. Pretty crazy to think I just went for 1 box of 12 auto-loading Draper screwdrivers and ended up with £345 worth of tools. Now hopefully there's a lot more money's worth of tools than that, but that's what I paid. Hopefully I've won out on this one, but let's get into it and I'll go through box by box. So I may as well start at the beginning and go for the Draper auto-loading screwdriver. There's 12 of these in the box, and this is what first caught my eye. I think he had this up at 30 quid, and obviously I'm not going to try and lowball him too hard. That is one of the first problems with Facebook. You put some up for sale, and you're getting offered, firstly you get spammed with is this available, and then you're getting consistent lowball offers. We do a fiver, we do a 20, we do a tenner, but I thought I'm going to Bolton. Would you do 25 quid? We agreed 25 quid, and I thought, that's not too bad, is it? £2 a screwdriver. And what are they? Well, we love an auto-loading screwdriver. This model is no longer sold by Draper, which in my opinion makes it even more charming. So you pull the head out, you twist it, and then it'll engage a different screwdriver bit, and these are also normal 1/4" bits. So there's 6 bits there, and the thing I've really quite liked about it is you can actually take the revolving cartridge out like a revolver, and you'll never guess, boom, there's another one in the head. And you can flick that over, so it gives you the ability to have 12 different bits. Now, I wouldn't say the quality is all that. The quality is a little bit on the low side compared to the Shadow Foam autoloader. We have our own autoloading screwdriver. This is the actual autoloader first initial one I found. This is made in Canada, and it's much chunkier, much stouter, and it feels more solid. The mechanism is really nice. And it's the same principle, really. You have 6 screwdriver bits, pull it back, standard 1/4" bits, but I definitely couldn't resist this version from Draper with the little revolving cartridge in there. I think that is really cool. So that was my first pickup. 12 of those for 25 quid. That is definitely going to be a fantastic item for going on Whatnot. So if you don't know what that is, I sell tools every Monday night on Whatnot. I'll put a link in the description, and on there we have all of the tools start at £1. But that is the first box. Let's get into all of the bonus tools that I found in his unit, starting with the CK box. So I can tell already this is quite heavily stacked with CK stuff, and lots of the same. So junior hacksaws are nice, and this is a junior hacksaw with 2 junior hacksaw blades. I've got to get all these out to have a bit of a running count. Retractable trimming knife. Interesting they've called it a trimming knife. Basically just a retractable CK utility knife, which is pretty cool. So I've got a couple of those as well, but let's get a count on everything. So we're on 5, 6, 7, 40. I think that's it. 40 junior hacksaws. That is not bad. I reckon even if we said 4 quid a piece for a junior hacksaw and a spare blade, we're not doing bad there. We're at 160 quid's worth of junior hacksaws. And we've got a bunch of knives too. So I've got another knife. I'll get all them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 17 knives. And they have got to be more than a fiver, I'd say. How much are we going to say for a CK utility cutter? Let me do a quick scan of it. So there we go. We've got the exact same one on Amazon right now. £7.50 plus VAT, £9. 17 of those. So even if we went £7.50, or let's call it £7, so we've got 7 quid times 18, we've got £126 of utility knives, £160, £164 worth of junior hacksaws. I think we're not doing bad already, and that is just the first 2 CK items. But we've also got a whole, I was stabbing my fingers on these the whole time. We've got CK wire brushes, always a good addition to any toolkit. A good wire brush, made in Germany as well. CK's Carl Kamerling. based out of Wuppertal, which we recently visited to do a mini documentary, which is coming out very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe, click the notification bell, because basically I go around the tool capital of Germany, if not the world, where CK Tools was founded, along with Knipex, Wera, loads of the biggest German tool brands, Starville, Gador, they're all based in the same city, Wuppertal. I was really excited to go around that city, and we found a lot of tools as well. 20 wire brushes. Again, I mean, what's that? It's got to be £3. Probably more for a CK wire brush. £4.40 for a CK wire brush. 8 packs of CK junior hacksaw, full-size hacksaw blades actually, bimetal. Yeah, that one is a complete pack as well, so that's cool. Getting all the good stuff in here. One solitary little CK screwdriver. Hopefully there's some more CK screwdrivers and pliers in some of the other boxes. Oh, there we go, that's cool. We've got a 8mm CK nut setter, so that goes with me little unique finds over there. So that is the first box empty. That is some going. I'm pretty happy with that. Right, let me clear all of this into one of my plastic totes to get it all organised and neat, and then we'll go through the next box. Next up, we'll go for this box in the middle, and popping right out the top is a Silverline welder's helmet. No surprises on that one. Silverline welder's helmet, nothing too special about that. It's not an auto darkening one or anything. And then we've got 2 of these boxes. I can see a bit more CK, which is exciting. But these are the same, and they've got bit sets in them. That is a pretty good pull, I'd say. 19 of those sets. 37-piece belt bit set with a little belt clip on it as well. It's pretty good. Happy with that. 19 of those. That makes a bit of easy counting and a little bit of easy pricing at the end. And the first CK screwdriver. So this is actually their current CK handle as well. I think they've still got the Triton XLS handles. So CK files are a nice little find. I have to say, they are great. We've not had many files on the whatnot. Half round file, that's not CK. Oh yeah, it is. Just CK, but with a red handle. Must be like a different generation. So this is a brake spanner, 7/16 laser brake spanner. Oh, that's nice. Some CK tin snips. Nice to get a bit more variety. So they are proper good. They are really good tin snips, to be fair, those. A little bit of a laser lineup. Tin snips are a good find. Adjustable spanner from CK is a nice find as well. 8-inch spanner. That's cool. Another screwdriver. Another screwdriver. Right, there we go. That is another box empty. Sadly, that's got a split in the bottom of it. That's a shame. But we've got a monster pile of files to sort through and try and get a bit of a loose count going on them. But they're all pretty nice CK Engineers files, which is nice. Let's count up all of those files and then I can move on to the next box. So, final counts. There's loads of different types of files, all different sizes, but there's 63 in total. And I think I've pretty much matched them all up with the packet. So that's pretty helpful. 2 pairs of tin snips, 2 different size spanners for brake lines, 1 8-inch adjustable, 6 of the beastie flathead screwdrivers, 4 Posi Drive 1, 4 Posi Drive 2 CK spanners, and 4 little tiny terminal screwdrivers, and the 19 bit drivers. I think that's a pretty good haul. Let me get it all into a tote and then we'll on to the next box. Third big old tote, and this is a hefty one. I'd say this is the heaviest box, and I can see a bit more of a mixture in this. So I've got laser on the top, 12-inch heavy adjustable. That is pretty nice though. It's an interesting handle, isn't it? Kind of a dipped handle. Not the highest of quality, but a 12-inch adjustable nonetheless, brand new. Also got the first bit of Sealy, and that looks quite nice. Premium, that's their Sealy Premier lock-in pocket knife with quick change blade. So Sealy have got a huge amount of stuff and lots of cabinets, including this. This is one of my favourite cabinets of theirs. It's a 9-drawer stack, which I mounted a TV in the back, and we use these for expo, so I'm really a big fan of this Sealy cabinet. But a bit of Sealy tools, very happy to find that. And we've also got more CK, so I've got enough hacksaw blades to last me a lifetime. Now I've got a hacksaw to put them in, so I've got CK hacksaw. We've also got Avit. I think Avit is a brand owned by CK. Avit is like CK's budget brand. So this is their 40-piece socket and bit set, and there's 2 of those. CK grease gun, got to be a few quid in a brand new grease gun. That's pretty cool. 9-piece laser tool kit. This is like a plumbing kit with a utility key, strap wrench, tube cutter by Laser. Trim knife, another kind of a retractable blade from Laser. No price on that one. Another one. I was hoping for a bit of snap-on. The guy was a snap-on dealer. Wow, that is flipping cool. That is very cool. That is a snap-on, like Swiss Army knife kind of thing. That is the absolute find so far. That is amazing. That is so cool. Oh, I'm happy with that. I was hoping. He said he was a snap-on dealer. I said, have you got any snap-on? He said, no, snap-on's all gone. Nothing left. But he had all these random boxes. So that is flipping awesome. Draper Tool Company, that's interesting. I'd love to, it would be great if it had a year on these things. Ah, here we go. There's the 12-inch adjustable to complete the set from CK. Brand new battery pack since 1919. I think this is probably from there. A brand new Draper battery. There you go, brand new. Has anyone got any of these Draper tools and needs another battery? Doesn't say the amp hours on it, it just says 18 volt. There we go, Draper battery. This is where I'm going to do the tipping out box of Lego moment. That is all CK spanners. We've got a 19mm out the gate, and we've got a 10mm. I'd say that is a good start. 15mm, not so good. 8mm, 14. 14's good for pneumatics. 14's never a bad size. 2 14s. I'm glad the 13s are coming in, that's good. I'm glad the 10mm are coming in. You can never have too many 10mm spanners. I think there's no 17s though. There's always one size that the shop sells out of, and 17 is a popular size. Right, I've done a count on all the spanners, and we definitely have no 17mm. And a couple of the other sizes we've got huge amounts of. We've got loads of the 12mm, got 13 of those. We've got 12 of the 14mm, 11 of the 15mm, but then, you know, 7mm there's only 5, there's no 17mm, only 4 19mm. So I'm hoping there might be some more spanners in the final box. But they seem to be quite expensive. These are like vintage CK spanners, and even on their own, you know, they go from anything from 16 up to like 30 quid, some of these spanners. As regards the knives and CK stuff, I'm going to make a list, add it all into these boxes, I think, because it's all just mixed random. And then, yeah, on to the final tote. Fourth tote. And I take it back, this is the heaviest tote by a good bit. This is actually a lot heavier. And straight away, we've got another Silverline welding helmet. So that's 2 of those. That's quite nice. And we've also, funnily enough, we've got a funnel. So that's a bit of fun, bit of funnily. I've got football in the top, England flag, another Snap-on logo. That is awesome. I've got just the tool for that, actually. So I've gone and got my Ryobi 4-volt tile inflator out of my Ryobi panel. If you want to see that, go and check it out up here. I do love the Ryobi 4-volt range. So let's give it a little blast. Football's coming home, it's coming home. Yeah, it goes to 2, then it goes to 1.5. I'm pretty sure that the inner tube of that has popped, or it's so brittle and old that it's just crumbled. But, you know, maybe it was from the 1966 World Cup. But there you go, bit of a sad one that. I don't think a knackered out football is worth anything, to be fair. Easy fuse tape, made in the USA. That's interesting, isn't it? Self-fusing waterproof airtight tape. That looks old as well. Pro Easy American tape. Big old G-clamp from Silverline, that's a beast, 200mm G-clamp. Draper Expert 1/2-inch ratchet. Square drive, low profile, that's pretty smart. Long screwdriver from Laser. Oh, there's fair play, I can see a bunch of CK in the bottom. Hopefully there's some CK spanners. But I'd love if we just find the elusive 17mm spanner haul. Some Draper snips, screwdriver. Oh, it goes on and on, this box. That's like the loaf of bread in the bottom of the shopping basket, that is all crushed up. 19 more CK files. Another Sealy tool. That is an old Sealy tool. I wonder when that's from. This was priced at $12.95. It's a 7mm hose clip nut driver. I don't think they've had those for a while, but look at that. It's kind of like a clamping 7mm bit. That is pretty cool. I think that's one of my favorites. Other than the Snap-on quirky tool, which I love, I think that is my second favourite Sealy tool. All sockets of all different sizes, so I'll have to sort all of this out, but I think my favourite finds out of the whole lot have got to be Snap-on Swiss Army knife. I think is pretty awesome. I think that slipped in the box there. That must have fallen in or something, because that is awesome, and definitely a far cry from what everything else that was in the box. So that is amazing. I'll absolutely love that. I do love the quirky auto loading screwdriver. I think that is very, very cool. I'd love to know. I might message Draper and get a year on this as well. Find out when this was made. But if you want to know that answer, you'll have to follow us on Instagram, which is shadow_foam over on Instagram. And maybe I'll share it. If I find out the answer, I'll share it on there. So that's a pretty cool one. And then definitely that Jubilee nut setter with that. I think that is really, really cool. So I will message Celia about that as well. So 3 amazing quirky tools plus absolutely heaps of other tools. Sadly, I didn't get any more CK spanners to go with this lot, but maybe I'll have to do a bit of online research for that. Did we have any Draper 17mm? Yes, we did. So I'll be all right. I've got Draper 17mm. We've got one rough full set. So I think that wraps up our first batch of Facebook tools, and that's mad to say, the first batch. This was 1 listing and 1 lot from 1 guy. Well, let me show you the second lot I got from another guy. I was down in Kings Lynn camping, and what did I stumble across? Well, a lovely chap called Martin was clearing out his garage, and it was 250 quid for everything. So let me get it all on the table, and I can show you what I got from Martin in Kings Lynn. And that is the last bag. I tell you now, you can tell it's come from someone's house by the range of bags, boxes, and even this thing that I've taken all the way in. And there is a real mixed bag of stuff. These 2 boxes are full of old but brand new tools, as is the bag, as is this bag. This box actually came from another chap that I found on Facebook. I saw this and he was asking far too much, and I just left it for a few weeks, and the price came down, and it came down again, and it came down again, and then I just sort of sent him a message and said, I'm passing your way. Would you take 200 quid? And he did, and that is what's in this box. So sometimes it's worth a bit of patience on Facebook, you know, just take your time, and the price will, will settle at where it should be. I think that's how it kind of typically works. Let's start with the bin bag. So I've cleared everything to the back, and it is time to go through the first bin bag. And straight out the top, we've got a Sealy bench-mounted multi-purpose grinder. That's a pretty solid start, I'd say. Brand new in the box. So we've got a pair of Sight, that is a Screwfix brand, pair of knee pads, water tank spanner. I'll have to open this thing. Now, essentially, Martin said he just bought stuff because it looked useful, or he thought, oh, you know, that'll be handy. And then it just kind of lived in the box, and he's been sorting out his garage, and he thought he'd start with all the new stuff. And happy days, it was good timing for me down camping in Kings Lynn. And I thought that is exactly what I like, random mixed tools. Let's see what else there is. That is a solid old thing. I'm not entirely sure what that is, to be honest. That is a heavy duty pummie stone, that is. I'll tell you do some work on your feet with this thing. Let me know in the comments if you use that, otherwise I might have to image search it. But that is a hefty block of stone with a handle on it. Next up, we've got a Rolson knife, folding utility lock knife in a little leather pouch. That's nice. A set of Silverline hex keys and Torx keys. A tiling float for moving all your grout into the cracks. I've opened it, but that was also brand new. From Tile Right, Vitrex electric grout remover, 10 quid. I like it, brand new. Mad, isn't it? Because I wonder how long ago he bought that. It's a pity there's no years on anything, because it looks old. But it did win the gold winner for the DIY in 2012. There we go. And we've got a Abflusser Anger, a suction pump. That also looks pretty new, but a toilet plunger essentially. Forged steel, 3-piece wire brush set. Nice. That's pretty cool. So like a brass, a steel, and then a nylon brush set. Another big old abrasive disc, and that is for a grinder. That is heavy duty. They put those on like strimmers and all, don't they, for going and cleaning slabbing and stuff. That's what was weighing down the bag. A Senator quality drill vice press. That is a flipping chunky thing. That is heavy as well. There's some money in that, I tell you. Vice press, I bet you that's about 40-50 quid just for that vice press. And in the bottom, there's a bunch of key rings. They're pretty cool. Rolson tool key rings. So there's a drill one, a little pair of pliers, a spanner, and a ruler, all from Rolson. Is that everything? Next up, I'll go for the smaller of the two tool cases. The tool case and the toolbox were part of the bundle, and apparently these are new as well, but obviously they've been used to store tools, so it's kind of like not used in action, basically. But we've got all new tools in here as well, including the little accessory that comes with the Keter. First off, we've got some line blocks and some Builder's high-vis line, so use those for going around corners on brickwork. So Faithful line blocks, that's drawn my eye straight away. Made in Germany weir tool. That is definitely something I've not seen before. A weir tool I've not seen, and it looks old. This is it's got the soft finish, like classic grip handle, but it isn't a screwdriver. It is a really fine little scraper, a little flat scraper. It's got like a little, It's got like a little collet in the end to hold like a scalpel blade almost, but it's a scraper with a bunch of refills. I wonder if they still make that, because that looks like, that is definitely something I've not seen before. Pretty cool pickup, I like that. That is my favourite item so far. Let's keep going. Next up, we've got a Silken Fugenferner. Let's have a look in the pack. Look at that. That is good job I opened it. I had a feeling. Felt like it was quite heavy, but there's another pack in the back. So we've also got the Fugenglatter. We're all sorted now for grout. We can scrape the grout out. We can smooth the grout down. That's a pretty cool thing. We've got a scraper, razor scraper in a pack. Long scraper, short scraper, loads of scraper blades. And we've got an 8 metre Irwin tape. That's quite a nice sturdy tape. And it must have been a part of a set, because we've got the 8 metre, a 5 metre and a 3 metre. Although the 5 metre does look quite different. But that is a full box of goodies emptied, and all of the dividers here. Let me stick them back in. You can see this definitely is a new box, and that is a brand new Kita tool case. Next up, I think I'm going to save that. This is very heavy, and I know it's very full, so I'm going to go for that last. Let's go for the Hello Kitty bag next, which is also very full. But in the top of here, we've got a couple more of these Rolson packets in the top. So we've got a screwdriver, saw. This is pretty cool. We've got all different ones. Screwdriver, saw, and a little junior hacksaw or hacksaw as well. So he's got, every one of them's different. A Rolson 25 pocket tool roll. We've got another, not sure of that brand if I'm honest, tool roll. Some Chinese lettering. But that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 piece spanner set. I've got a spanner set here with a broken case. I think it needs upgrading. And that is a set of spanners. To be fair, I can shunt all them down as well. I'm pretty sure I can find a spanner, maybe like a 21mm, to go on the end to make me a nice 14-piece spanner set. That's pretty cool. We've got another tool roll. This is from Germany, Connects. Yeah, definitely he's had this on his trip to Germany. A couple more tool rolls. Nice to see that, that's cool. CK Magma. So we've got loads of CK tools from the other job lot. Now we've got a nice CK tool roll. But that's pretty cool. And then this one here has got no brand on it, but it's got, that one's been, that's had a little bit of moisture on it. It's got a little bit of spotted with mould, sadly, that one. I've released a smell out of that one as well. That one can go in the box. Get that on me. That one's got a bit of a smell of mould going. We've got another one, Magma, nice. Yeah, that looks like it's it for soft rolls. So another CK pouch. Again, nice a bit of CK, that's cool. So that is a much better tool roll. You got loads of space for stuff in here. Loads of pouches, that's the premium CK tool roll. All right, next up we've got a big old 50-piece screwdriver set. Again, I don't know that brand, Toolkit. It's got an extended warranty. Didn't even have to pay extra for that extended warranty. Oh, that is nifty, that is, look at that. So you press that button up and then the bits pop out. And it's got a magnetizer and demagnetizer on the front. The bit driver goes in the middle. Have we got all the pieces? That's the question. Yeah, I think we might have all the pieces here, you know. That is very cool. I like that. And you've also got the screws to mount it on the wall. So you mount that on the wall. You've got all your screwdrivers and watchmaker screwdrivers. You've got your 1/4-inch nut driver in the middle. And then you've got your stubbies left and right. And then these little clever little holders for bits. That is pretty cool. Never heard of that brand. Toolkit, 50-piece. Stand included. That is pretty cool. I like it. And it doesn't stop there, because my favourite colour and one of my favourite power tools, if not favourite power tool, is peeking out the bag. Look at that. That is old. This is a old Makita 18-volt jigsaw, but not that old. I'd probably say maybe 8 years old, 10 years old, because it's not brushless, but it's the exact jigsaw I have in my power tool. We'll insert a clip. It's not behind me anymore because it's been moved on into the budget Mac pack. But I've got this nonetheless, and it's brand new in the box. No sawdust. You can tell it's brand new because no sawdust all over it. It's not even been used once. So that is definitely still on sale. I know you could still go and buy that right now. And there we go. It's got the classic thing as well. That's how you know it's new. Because if it had been opened, that would have been taken away. I don't know if you still get those in brand new Makita tools, because I've not had a brand new Makita tool in a while. But when I was building my collection, this thing was the fascination to pick out what was your next purchase. You got all the batteries. What body only item have you not got? And this was flipping awesome. That is a pretty awesome item in the bundle. Definitely puts us in a good position on the £250 spend. And then the last item is a big old thing, a big old mystery box from Amazon Warehouse Deals, to Martin. I can't show you his address. What's he had? He has had a rolling knee pad. That is pretty cool, isn't it? So if you're working on a car or you're working on the floor, you put your knees on that and then you can kind of roll around and you've got a little tray for your tools. Happy days, right. He's written on it Neela, so we know what it was. Neela. The Amazon warehouse Neela. And it doesn't stop there. Let's have a look what we've got. So first thing that's standing out to me is a brand new Stanley instant change knife. Never going to complain at a new Stanley knife to the collection. That's awesome. A little archaeologist brush. Got to have a look at a new knife. Oh, is this a slight use, this one? But that's quite a sharp knife, to be fair, with a curved scythe style knife, and then that is also a sharpened edge. Moon knife. Let me know, again, a tool, a new discovered tool that is. I'm not sure exactly what the application will be for that. My guess, is it for scraping fat off the back of animal skin? Is that what you'll do with that, maybe? Feels like it's a very niche use for a moon knife, and I'm not sure. Let me know. Cleaning up leather is my guess. Let me know in the comments. Do you know what a moon knife is? Moon knife, right, let's keep going. Little mystery grey box. Bit set. That is a flipping tiny tape measure, isn't it? Look at that thing. 1 metre. It's the world's tiniest tape measure in what is quite a tiny toolkit, to be fair. It's got bit sets, 1/4-inch sockets, very cheap looking ratchet screwdriver. Oh, look at that. It's even got a magnetic pickup tool in there, which goes, I've definitely not seen that before. That is a new one on me. So that is a magnetic pickup tool, but it's got a 1/4-inch bit on it, so it actually goes into the screwdriver handle to make it a bit longer. That is the best bit of that kit. That is awesome. A little safety film slitter. Another little pouch, a dino pouch. Little spider living in here, I'll get your spider out. That is a lockpick set, but I've not heard of that brand before, Dino. Navigator pick set. Must be a good one though, trademark, Dino. I've got something similar, but it folds up, quite a small one, in my compact toolkit that goes with me everywhere. So that's quite a cool kit. Dino, that is nice to see. Something with a DeWalt logo. And that is flipping good. I tell you now, I literally found this kit in Belgium. I think it was like 60 to 70 pounds. And I thought, I looked it up on Amazon and I could buy just this bit for about 25. So I just bought this on Amazon. That goes in your drill. Obviously you can see it can only go in a combi drill. It's not like a 1/4-inch bit, but it goes in your drill. And then essentially you can screw the screw in and then you just push that forward and then the whole adapter comes out and then it moves onto a countersink pilot drill. You've got a couple of other little countersinking pilot sizes here. And it's just quite a novel idea. But that is flipping awesome. That is amazing. Right, let's keep going. I can see that bit of backhoe, folding backhoe. That's interesting. I was actually expecting that to be a wood saw. That is actually a folding foam saw. It's got like this wavy blade like that. That's for cutting foam insulation, which I've not seen before. We've got a Silverline threaded rivet insert tool. So this is for putting in riv nuts rather than just your classic riveter for rivets. Basically with a thin piece of steel, you can't thread thin steel, you put in a riv nut. So that's pretty awesome. We've got more stuff for the tiling job that never, oh, that's cool. An Ox Pro tiling trowel, which is pretty cool. And I can see another bit of Ox there. We've recently just had the motherload of all Ox tools. I got a few of these Ox Pro bolsters in that motherload, but there weren't any tiling tools in there, to be fair. But if you want to watch that, go and check it out here. That is the Ox liquidation of a shop, and it was all the Ox tools you could eat. That's a nice kit. I think that's about a £30 kit. I've actually got this exact kit myself. This is one of my first sets of screwdrivers, and it's still in this drawer right here. There it is. I like them because they were one of the early brands to colour code the Posi-Drive flat and Phillips, and they had green for Torx, and they have grey for the bit driver. But these were quite early to the colour coding of screwdrivers, in my opinion. There were probably others, but they were one of the first readily available brands that were pretty nice, decent quality. I think that's about a £30 set there. That's the set I started with. Another mystery box with no label. That's a bit of a new, I'm not exactly sure what that is. That definitely looks like some sort of something. Definitely a tool, 100%. 100% can confirm. What is this? We've got another mystery tool, Martin. You've got the absolute mystery bundle of all bundles. We don't know what that is. We're not 100% sure what a moon knife is. We don't know what the brick is on with the handle. These are quirky tools that Jona needs to know about. So I won't Google them. Let me know in the comments. That is a mystery. The moon knife's a mystery. And then this block, other than a big old pumice stone, I'm not sure what that is either. So let me know all three of those. Let's keep going. We've still got more stuff in here. We've got 31-piece flexible shaft nut driver. Oh no! 1/4-inch nut driver. Take standard 1/4-inch bits that lock into place. What's the quirky thing? Well, you pull that back. That extends and it's flexible. That is awesome. I wonder if they still sell that Draper. It doesn't look too old. Again, there's no year. 2004. It kind of says on the front, 2004. I wonder if that's when it's from. 21 years old. Classics never die. That is a cool design. I like that. 3 locking pliers from B&Q. 3 different sizes. I'm going to save the best till last. There's another cool item in there. So we've got Draper 2.8. This is a normal riveter. So that was the riv nut. Then this is the normal riveter. He's got every tool in here. And the last but no means least, this is a cool one. Actually, there's 2. There's 2. A Brittle Expert. So I love this. Brittle, famously British brand, bought out by the Stanley Black & Decker Group. And for a long time, they were still called Brittle with a very small Expert. So this, again, must be quite old. But then now they've rebranded it all just to Expert, and they've dropped the Brittle, which I think is a bit of a travesty, because Brittle is such a long-standing heritage British brand. This is like a rotating handle, 1/4-inch bit driver. I think that is one of my favourite items out of all this lot. I had a couple of favourites, didn't I? That is one of them. That is my favourite. Flipping love that. Those 2 are awesome. I definitely like that Draper kit. That is an absolute winner for me. We've got 3 absolute bangers there. And then last but no means least, what's the last item in the box? Wera. A Wera 1/4-inch bit driver, but it's just a small little handle. How cool is that? Last item, Wera, just getting a little look in. But I think we've ended up with a really amazing collection of stuff there. Some absolute favourites from that pile from Martin. What a guy. And I think we've definitely done very well out of the £250 spent. But I did manage to pick up one last bargain haul on Facebook. It's a bit of a decorator's theme, this box. We've got 5 paint trays. We've got a whole stack of sheets of sandpaper, all different sizes, but all Harris, which, you know, you can never have too much sandpaper. We then have a big bag filled with Harris utility blades. So how many is in here? Let's have a look. We really are filling up the table, but 1, 2, 3, 23, 24, 25. So 25 Harris retractable Stanley knives. You can't argue. 25 of those, I think, is a great start. So we've got 25 of the knives. And how many of these have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 2, 23, 24, 25 of them as the theme, eh? Did he do 25? I can't remember if it was 25 of everything. 25 75mm express scrapers. We've also got, tip this one out, a load of the slightly narrower scrapers. Is this 25? 1, 2, 23, 24, 25. 25. So we've got 25 of those, 25 of those, 25 of those. Is there 25 of these? So there's 9 of those. Yeah, so there's different stuff in this. There's 9 of those. Then we've got 3 Harris Trade putty knives. 5 of these Harris Premier putty knives. So they've got like a spatula almost. This is a spatula too. This is just a difference. That's a trade knife with or through tang. And then there's some Bauer bits, but not just cheap drill bits. These are cone cutters, which if you've never used one of these before, they are great for like drilling out conduit holes. There was 3 of the big cone, 2 of the little cone, and there was also 2 of these Forstner bits, which are for like kitchen door hinges. You need to drill a very specific 35mm hole at a set depth to put in one of those recessed kitchen door hinges. And again, they're like 10, 12 quid each. All of this will be on Whatnot at 7 PM. So make sure you're there. We'll put a link in the description. And if you've not set up your Whatnot account before and you click that link, you'll get yourself £10 to spend or €15, $15 to spend on Whatnot. And you grab yourself some tools or anything else that's on the platform. It's your tenner to spend on what you want. But it's not just all older vintage tools on Facebook. One of the exciting things that I found very recently, and I'm talking yesterday, is brand new tools at pretty good prices. Now I reached out to a chap on Facebook who had a brand new Wera roll cab. Now this thing is decked out with tools and it was very cheap. So I reached out to him and asked, what's the story behind it? You know, I want to know why are you selling a brand new Wera tools chest? And the story was he won it in an online competition and he won it as like a raffle prize and he was just selling it. And I actually saw 2 of them on Facebook. So I think these power tool competitions are getting so big now, people are winning stuff, but they don't need it and it's popping up on Facebook. So the tool cabinet though wasn't just the only thing he won. He won a few other bits and he's bringing them all down to the unit because they're so big. So hopefully I can get some more bargains of brand new stuff, not just some of this old vintage stuff. So let's go and see what he's got.
Yes,
hey Richard.
right, nice to meet you.
How you doing, mate? So you're the first person to bring tools to me. I've been travelling around picking up tools on Facebook for the past couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
But where have you come from?
So I'm from Nottingham,
Nottingham.
So about 2 hours away.
2 hours. Oh, you've saved me a good old journey then. But it's the Wera tool cabinet. Have you got it
It is. It's in here in all of its glory. I've also brought some more bits to try and get some more money out of you.
Well, I'm interested in anything tools related, so...
Well, then this should hopefully be right up your street.
The Weira tool cabinet is something pretty exceptional though, and I've seen it.
It's a lovely cabinet.
It's been kind of teasing me on Facebook. Every time I go on Facebook Marketplace, it keeps popping up, and so it's good to actually have a proper look in the drawers. This is it?
This is the beast. She's heavy because she's also full of tools. So it comes with, I think, 4 sets of tools in nondescript foam.
Nondescript foam. We'll take nondescript foam. All foam is good foam if it's organising tools.
But it's very nice. It's a very nice set. It's just not something that fits in my system.
Yeah. And how did you win this?
I did, yes.
Yes.
£25 I won that for.
Right, so 25,
Now
50 quid?
No.
Double your money, 50 quid.
I was just about to say we've made our deal. That's fine now.
No, yeah, I know what I'm paying for it. Should we get it out then?
You can try.
Right.
Ta-da!
Wow, that is a thing of beauty.
Very...
Tool Rebel. Look at that, keys are even taped on the top. So is this just, how long ago did you win this? How long have you had it?
Oh, about a month.
Oh, right, okay, you've not had it too long then.
I toyed with the idea of keeping it,
Yeah?
but it just didn't fit into my system.
That's cool, so the lock's up there. That's a bit different in
One
itself,
key.
isn't it?
One key opens them all.
There we go. They haven't put anything in the top drawer. What are they playing at? That's where you need the tools, isn't it?
There you go.
Oh, they're all still brand new in the... oh, is that a cover or is that tools in there?
Tools
oh, there
in
is
there.
tools.
Yeah. All tools in, ready to go.
I thought they'd all be laid out in the drawers, but no, they're all still brand new in the boxes even.
I haven't actually opened any of these.
No. Oh, well, there you go.
Right,
You're getting the best bit of the experience. Packed up nice, aren't they? There we go. They are very smart. Full set of Weira Joker spanners. They are very nice. Definitely some nice quality foam. Nice job of that foam. What have we got in here then? These are quite cool. They're like screw holders, aren't they?
Yeah, very handy in the kitchens.
So I think two of those fit in a drawer. It's one of those probably in a narrow one, isn't it, to fill a drawer? Because these are kind of like designed to just slot in, aren't they? I quite like how they do that, Weira. They do partner with Nipex, don't they, for pliers, and then Stabila for tape measures. They kind of like stay in their lane with some of the stuff.
Nice.
It is nice, isn't it? And a little magnetizer. Lovely set of Allen keys and Torx keys in their classic rainbow finish. And last but no means least, there we go. That is the thing of beauty. I think that's got to be my favourite tray.
Yeah, the Zyclops stuff is really nice.
Lovely bit of kit. Too nice to use though, mate.
It is.
I love that. That's awesome. I didn't realise you'd literally never even had it out of the box. The plan for this, I'm not sure. It feels too good to use, but I do feel like I could do with adding some more Weira tools and getting the whole thing foamed up. But let me know in the comments what you like to see, because this is a strong start to a really, really high quality toolkit and some great tools in here. What are we adding? Because you said you got other stuff.
Please, come, give me more money.
So I think I've seen that. This is like, Weira have got their own like merch site, haven't they?
Yes, I think this was a Christmas promo.
Right.
I think it was last year's Christmas. I picked it up after Christmas, so I got a
Yeah.
little bit of a better price on it. But I know you're a fan of your whiskey, so a drinks tray seems appropriate.
Yeah, nice. And some coasters.
Absolutely.
And another bottle opener. Can't have too many bottle openers.
The obligatory bottle opener.
That's cool.
And then, as the king of organising, you'll appreciate a good organising pouch.
I do, and I like this one as well. I've seen this one before at the installer show. So this is like, I'm sure the one I saw was orange, and it was like the Velocities.
It's Velocities, yeah.
Basic one. This
So
is
this
like
is exactly the same, because I've got the Velocity version of it, but this is the same thing, just power tool mate brand.
yeah. Is this
Again,
another
is
win?
a competition win, yeah.
Tell you what, you're on there then, aren't you?
Yeah.
What's your win rate like?
I'm definitely up.
Yeah?
Don't tell the wife, but I'm definitely up. Can't tell you how much, but
Fair enough.
we'll see how much of it I can sell to you, and I'll tell you how much after.
Right, okay.
This is something I had shipped over from America when it first came out. But it's something I've never really had the time to get into and use.
Yeah, so you have to set this up next to a mitre saw, don't you? And then you can
goes-
kind of like,
Yeah, it goes onto the fence of your mitre saw.
yeah.
Quick calibration, but then as soon as you slide the material under, you can quickly repeat cuts at whatever length you want, and it'll give you an accurate readout as you go.
Yeah.
So, really handy if you're doing lots of fencing, lots of garden work, lots of joinery work.
Yeah, what's your price on that?
150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. Let's get a full package deal.
Okay,
Let's do a
package
full
deal.
package deal.
I like that. That's cool.
Brand new, again, in the box. Another competition winner, if I'm honest.
Is it? Yeah, speedy. And I've got one of these already as well. So definitely a package deal for we're getting some tools for whatnot going, which is pretty cool. But it's got the 2 battery. I do like this kit.
It's a lovely driver.
Yeah. I'm surprised you've not used it as an electrician.
I was tempted.
Yeah, I really like that. That's awesome. Yeah, nice one.
Lovely.
And that's got a big wheel logo on it. What's this?
It is. This is another tool set.
Look like they've all come out of a dusty work or carpentry workshop.
Absolutely.
You've been doing a lot of cutting.
I do when I get the chance to. I've got my own little CNC and I mess around. But yeah, this is another set I picked up. Again, just it's never seen the light of day. It seems criminal, but not to be enjoyed and
Yeah.
used.
I like it. These are nice. The chrome. I've got some really old weir cutters, but not the more modern chrome ones.
In fact, I think one of the screwdrivers is in that box over there. I have to grab that for you in a minute. But yeah.
And another Zollstock for the collection, which is always good because I actually don't have. I've got a weir Zollstock in electric composite. It's black and red, and I don't have the orange one, so that's going straight in the collection,
Yeah.
which puts us at about 91, I think. I think I'm right in saying 91.
But this is my first attempt at foam. This
Is
is the
it?
foam I bought off you and whatnot.
Yeah.
This is the first draw I ever did.
Well, you've done very well there. That's some great feeling. Nice. That's a nice bit of
Thank
coin.
you.
You're lucky then that you got a sustainer insert because we'd have to sort foam out now, don't we? I can see a Zollstock down the back.
There is, again, another piece of merch. You have that
That's a
one,
cool
can we
one.
make it 92?
I don't have that one, but I could swap you. Have you got the new Festool one?
I don't.
There you go. I'll swap you for a new Festool one for your old Festool one. We're at 92.
Deal. Deal. You ever watch Hot Ones?
Does that also
You
help
must
you?
watch Hot Ones.
Sometimes. I'm not a regular on it, but I know what
This
it is.
is the bomb.
Yeah.
This isn't every series of Hot Ones. It's the only one that ever stayed the full stretch. This is next level hot stuff.
I feel like I'm gonna die.
I know.
Why is it in your toolbox?
Because I want you to take it.
Oh, you're joking me.
I want someone to get some chicken and for you to have a last dab.
I am not into hot food. How many Scovilles is it?
You don't want to know. Just don't even look. Don't ask.
Beyond Insanity hot sauce.
It's not something you'd cook with every day, put it that way.
Should I smell it? Does it even
You
smell
can
hot?
try. Yeah, you might not like it.
It smells nice. What?
Have a dip.
No. Right, so I think we've got everything that I'm buying off you out of the van, although there's a lot of other temptations on there, to be fair. We're just doing a straight swap on the Zollstock, so I'll pop that over there. So have you, I know you've had a price in mind on this. This was listed at 1,500, wasn't it?
Yes, 15 for this.
Yeah.
Maybe by the time we get everything incorporated, we can sort something out, but let's start with this. So 15 for this.
Yeah.
Let's do 40 on the little Weira tool set.
Yeah, with the tray, yeah.
With
Okay,
the
yeah.
tray. 120 on the electric driver.
Okay, yeah.
That comes from that set anyway.
Right, okay,
let's
that
say
comes from that.
220 on the tool case, the WeHear tool case. 25 on the organizer.
Yeah, let me start adding this up.
Don't worry about that, just say yes. And let's do 40 on the Recon. Imported from the USA, as you know, very expensive to do.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
And then the Weira tool bags as well. Let's say 70 on those. Where does that get us to?
If you're saying 70 on those, that gets us just a touch over £2,000, £2,015.
Bargain. Absolute bargain.
Yeah,
You
is
can't
it?
buy this alone for that much.
Yeah, well, hopefully there's a bit of wiggle room. I'll definitely buy it all off you, including the big old beastie cabinet here.
Okay.
What's your price on the lot?
Should we say 20% discount if you try the hot sauce?
I ain't got any chicken wings to take. I'm not sure about the hot sauce, but I'll do 1,800 quid on it all, definitely. And I can get you some shadow foam inserts for your remaining boxes. Sound good?
How can I say no?
Boom. Happy days, right. Hold out your end.
Done. Deal.
Great stuff. Right, so you said 1,800 quid and I try this, the bomb sauce.
Absolutely, that's a good deal for me. I like this.
I've got a little chicken, a bit of chicken. I don't think I want it on its own.
I'll let you
Is that a lot? Have you had it?
I have.
And now what is it?
I never had it again. I only had
You
it
had it.
once.
Did you have that much?
Maybe.
You didn't have that much, did you?
Chuff it.
Definitely hot. Very hot. You got that more money off than that for that. That's like flipping acid.
It's got a very big afterlife on it.
Brilliant. So I live with that all day, will you?
Yep.
Wow, that is hot. You can have some.
Never again. Never again.
How many Scovilles is it? Do you know?
Let's have a look for you. 135,000.
Not worth it. Flipping hell, that is hot as hell.
You earned your discount, sir, I will tell you that.
That is hot as hell. That is flipping mental. Do you reckon you could try, Dylan? That's probably worse. You're gonna make yourself ill, mate. I think I'm already ill.
Yes, it's definitely beyond insanity. It just doesn't go away, it just keeps coming back. Every time you breathe in, it just sort of comes back.
Good night. That is awful. Well, big thanks to Richard for coming down and bringing all the stuff. That saved me a big old drive. No thanks for that flipping hot sauce. That was pretty insane, to say the least. I'm not a big fan of spice anyway, but he kind of backed me into a corner on that one. But I'm pretty happy with the deal, though. This Weir tool cabinet alone is worth the 1,800 quid. I actually looked at this at the Tool Fair show and was quite taken with it. Just the tool cabinet alone, not even including the tools that are inside it. I was pretty buzzing with that. But this is also an item that I've had my eye on. I literally looked at this at the installer show. I look at this as I'm happy to pay the going rate for it. So to get it as part of a bundle is even better. So I'm really happy with that. Over here, the Weir toolkit, again, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that because I've got quite a lot of these items already, but I don't have this. So I love that. That puts us on 92 sold stocks. Plus, I did a great little swap with Richard. He had this in his van, and I offered to swap him for a brand new Festool one, which I had a couple of. This is an older one, and that gets us to 93. So that was a great little bonus on the bundle. And the tool case itself, I really, really like. So I've got a lot of these tools already. A lot of these tools are going to end up on whatnot. So I think all the screwdriver set, the multi-screwdriver bit, which I do love. I've already got one of those. I've already got all of the grit. I've already got the pliers, snips, wire strippers. I've even got a Speedy as well. So I think this will end up on whatnot. If you fancy yourself a Speedy starting at £1, that is a really cool little item. I love this. This is a really nice electric screwdriver, electrically insulated with 2 batteries. Really nice thing. And on top of that, one of my favourite quirky tools from Weir, and that is the level with the marking points on it as well. So a really nice torpedo level. I love it that much. It's literally in the wall behind me. So really love that. So I think both of those can go on whatnot, but the case, I feel like I can do the ultimate electrician's loadout with shadow foam because essentially the 2 top layers are great. They've all got straps in, they all make sense, but the bottom is just a bucket. So that is crying out for shadow foam. So let me know in the comments what you think of that idea. Maybe I can add in the Weir scraper, which is a pretty cool pickup from our good friend Martin down in Kings Lynn. We also picked up the Recon, which again, I think this is one of those tools that I've seen it on social media and I've wanted one, but I thought, no, it's a bit expensive. I've got to get it from America. But in my new studio and workshop, when I set up the miter saw, I think having a Recon to help make the same accurate cut every time is going to be quite cool. So I'm going to put that to one side, save that for the new workshop, which is a bit of a teaser. That'll be a few months out from now, but I think when I set up the new workshop, I'll be glad of that. It's not a Jona Shone video without a giveaway, and I can't get all these tools from all over the place without putting a giveaway together. So I had to dig through the boxes, and I thought the best items for a lovely little giveaway are a junior hacksaw from CK with additional junior hacksaw blades, one of the retractable CK knives, and then the 32-piece bit set. So if you want one of these bundles, I've got 5 bundles as always. You know how we do it. Drop a comment down below. What did you think of the Weir tool cabinet? What do you think of the Weir tools? What do you think of Facebook Marketplace as a place to buy tools? Get your comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and that is all you've got to do to enter the giveaway. We post a little bundle out to you no matter where you are, and all you've got to do is drop a comment. We draw all the winners over on the Shadow Foam channel, and you can go and watch a playlist. I'll put a link up here to all of our previous prize draws. And I love reading the comments. We love those little giveaway videos, so go and check them out. And all that being said, it brings me to the Shadow Foam section of the show. Now, I've pre-cut a piece of 50mm shadow foam to fit the drawer perfectly. And the Wearer tools are already in grey foam, so it makes sense to go for a shadow foam grey insert. Now, I've brought together some of my favourite tools from Martin. I've got the Baco folding saw. I've got the Facom multi-tool. I'm going to keep it in a little pouch though. We've got the Wearer 1/4" spinner. We've got the Baco, this is awesome, the Jubilee flexible 1/4" bit driver. We've got the Weir scraper, which is a bit of a rarity. The DeWalt set I absolutely love. I think we're going to put in a few of the Weir tools as well. Got to put in the level, I love that. Got to put in the Zoll stocks. What we'll do is we'll fill up a drawer with all my favourite tools, and then I'll cut them all in, show you how easy it is to get your toolbox organised in shadow foam in this lovely grey colour. And I can definitely add a few more of my favourites. I'd love that. That can go in there. The last thing to tell you is about Facebook scams and how to avoid them. What are the most common Facebook scams to look out for? If you go to Facebook to buy some tools, what are you trying to avoid? So I've got a few tips on that after I've cut the foam. And one thing I nearly forgotten because I hadn't put it on the table. I'm actually adding in one of these. This was what drew me to this video. This was the inspiration for the whole video. So it's not right to not include that. I nearly forgot, but I turned around then and I just remembered. So also, it's a Draper auto-loading screwdriver in every bundle, which I think just takes it up to another level. And again, you cannot buy these anywhere anymore. So it's a bit of a vintage tool, and I've definitely got to put one in this loadout as well here. So I'll try and fit one in somewhere in my layout. But with that being said, let me cut the foam. So that is all of the tools cut into foam. Shadow foam is dead simple to use. You just lay out all your items exactly where you want them to go. Cut around the shapes with a sharp knife. I use a scalpel that come in our cutting kits, and cutting kits come free with most orders at shadowfoam.com. And then once you've cut all the way around, you just peel back layers to create inserts for all of the objects, whether they're a big old chunky object or a very small slim item. There are some absolute bangers in this haul, and I would recommend Facebook for tools because, as you can see, I've had a whole haul of stuff, but it's not just big old job lots. Obviously, I've had some single items. These items were sold in as single listings on Facebook. I bought them all as a haul, but the big old Wearer tool chest was listed for $1,500 on Facebook. All these items, new, old, vintage, job lot, it's all on Facebook. But buyer beware. Now, there are a lot of different scams, but I've had a couple myself, and I thought I would tell you about the ones I've had and I've faced, and then you can kind of learn from, not my mistakes, because I didn't actually fall for them, but nonetheless, they were very clever. Now, the one that I see the most often, because I'm always looking for job lots and hauls and bulk pallet buys, return tools, there are quite a lot of listings on Facebook for bulk tools. If you search power tool pallet, guaranteed you'll find a picture or a listing for a Milwaukee pallet full of tools, a DeWalt pallet full of tools, even a Parkside pallet full of tools. And obviously for me, it's like, oh, that would be an amazing, I'd love to buy that, it'd be such a cool haul. But most of the time, if not all of the time, they are scams. You reach out to the people, they will give you an address in Northern Ireland or Aberdeen, Inverness, and the idea is, yeah, you can collect the pallet, but it's Inverness and I can deliver it to you for £50, £100. The scam is you pay over PayPal, you pay with a £50 shipping fee, you'll get it delivered to you. The scammers will always put a really far off address. I've said to a couple of them, I'm in Inverness next week. They will just block you and go cold on you. So if it's too good to be true, it can be. But the way that I kind of ensure that it's safe is I'll always go and view the pallet first. With Stockport Pallet Warehouse, I can get them delivered now, but it's because I know Luke, I know the team, I know who I'm dealing with. I've also bought some pallets from the UK pallet distributor down in Bournemouth. And again, I spoke to them on the phone. I didn't actually visit them, but I had a few conversations, a video call, and spoke to both the owners. The other scam that I've seen and someone has tried on me is the blank check payment, or the overpayment, I think people call it. So essentially, you kind of agree a deal. This is when you're selling tools. You'll agree a deal. You'll say, right, I'm going to sell that for £100. And then they will make a bank transfer to you, and it'll go into your bank at maybe £400, a significant overpayment. And they'll say, oh, I'm really sorry. You know, I meant to send you 100, I sent you 1,000, I meant to send you 40, I sent you 400. I put an extra O on the end. Can you refund me the difference? So can you refund me £360? Well, what they'll have done, and what they did to me, is they went into a branch, or they think they can post a blank check-in, but they'll post a check-in that is going to bounce. But that'll show up on your bank as a payment pending. So I've had a payment pending on my bank, and I've looked at it, and it's been the overpayment, and you think, oh, legitimate. It looks very legit that they've made that overpayment to you. but the check bounces, and after a couple of days, the bank will mail you that check with a stamp on the back saying it's a failed check payment, basically. And if in between that time you've thought, oh, look at this person, or they've made this overpayment, they're short of money, they might even message you and say, I need the money back, I've overpaid you, I've got no money. You pay that money back and your payment will immediately go through, and then you've lost out. So really be careful. Facebook is the Wild West. So got to be really careful with what you do, what tools you buy, who you pay. If you're sending money on PayPal, beware of anyone saying send it friends and family, because that means there's no way of claiming it back if there is an issue. So be very careful on Facebook. They're 2 scams that I've seen and seen myself, not just seen other people fall victim to them, but I've had them tried on me. And the blank check one, I couldn't believe how clever that was. Seeing the bank line with the money on it is very, very genuine, very believable. So be very careful with whatever you do, but let me know if you find any bargains, because if you do find any bargains, let me know in the comments. You will be entered into the giveaway. And even if you don't win the giveaway, join the Whatnot on Monday at 7 p.m, because most of the tools on this table, if not all, I think there's only a few that I'm going to keep, are all going on Whatnot, all starting at £1, plus loads of other tools, loads of the stuff in the boxes behind me, all on Whatnot from £1. It's a really exciting, fun platform. It's very fast paced, there's a lot that's happening, and we have a great bit of banter over there, great chat. Make sure you use the link in the description, use my referral link, and that'll give you a £10 credit if you've not set up a Whatnot account before, or €15, $15 if you're in the US. And it's not just tools on Whatnot, it's also Lego, collectibles, you can get Amazon returns on there, makeup. It's pretty crazy how much stuff is on there, and it's a very fun, quite addictive platform in terms of how fast paced it is. So big fan of Whatnot, love selling the tools. I have great crack with you guys on there. So head over to Whatnot, see you at 7 p.m. So thanks for watching the video, hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you over on Whatnot at 7 p.m. on Monday.